Just for 90-11 coming at you with another video. This video is regarding the Dark Magician deck and some of the profiles that I have. Obviously, you already know my decks are usually fused with something else, like the budget, for example, which carry the invoked version, and then there's an expensive version that's all Dark Magician. And then we have the hyper budget versions, like the one that Dale bought, and I have like other 13-14 people that bought online from me. Those vary from $55 all the way to $100 decks, and those are basically the same copies, but they're a cheaper price. Like, for example, it cuts the Magician Souls and Soul Servants, so you know the deck goes down. So in about 2 weeks, I'm gonna be building slight new format with the Dark Mission going budget soon. If you guys should already know that. So anybody who wants to buy any cards or decks or anything that you're looking for, let me know before any of the prices go up. Because remember, I was the original guy that warned people for years of the skill drain, and no one wanted to listen to me. And now I have a lot of skill drains, and I sold a lot, and I still have a lot. And just take my advice, make a bunch of money, spend nothing on Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the cards are going to generate its own money. If you have any questions or concerns about that, or you want to learn, let me know. We could tackle it in the Discord and explain everything for you guys. But thank you to our the new subscriber just a few days ago. He also bought a deck. It was a budget $100 one. And then also thank you to the I think it was there was two other subscribers, but one of them bought a core deck. So thank you to you. You know who you are. So yeah, moving along. As you had already seen this before, because I placed it, and I know 100% you've never heard of anything like this. You've never seen anything like this. There is no such thing as a Dark Magician that has all this, except for my version, and it's an old version. It's 3 almost 4 years old, and I had added a few because I know everything in my head, but I don't give all the information to everyone. And then also, the only top secret information, my profiles and all that, the only people on my Discord, I don't give it to nobody else. And then also people who buy decks from me, I give them the profiles, and I wanted to go over it. So I know, hopefully, Will, you're watching this, and there's other people too, I think Lenny, and they were trying some formats and they didn't do it as good. They just won 2 matches out of like the 6. And it's not my first radio. I've been doing it for years, and here's something to keep in mind. I know I had said before to be careful with your locals, because you have to side deck and change it to whatever is at your locals, but also you have to know in and out of everything, because I notice, and this isn't towards anybody, it's just in general, I notice when people lose, they will always make an excuse. Like, they'll be like, oh, I lost, take it from me. Everybody that I beat, even like the top Yu-Gi-Oh channels, they'll always make an excuse. Like, they'll say they can't because they have to leave, or the back hurts, they have to use the bathroom, I didn't change my deck. It's always something. It's never just GG. It's never like that, and I have like 340 videos, and they're all the same. I'm gonna probably re-upload some of the videos called Trigger Emotional Enemies, and you're gonna see those are people challenging me from Discord groups. They could be like 5-6 people at the same time from the same group, and I just killed them all. And just some pointers, like to know that I guarantee you 100% no one teaches you this. No one will ever teach you this. And then on top of that, you've never heard of it, and everything that I tell you, teach you, anything I say, I show, nobody else does, because nobody knows what they're doing. So basically, the true recipe to get first place or second place is You need to be able to go through 2 negations or interruptions per turn. Non-negotiable. You can't negotiate it. There is no going around it. So when you do test hands at home, before you go into locals, if you don't want to wait to see that you're not going to win, you could just go into the future. What you do is play your hand and then just negate 2 cards. If you're not able to go past that, then don't bother. You're wasting your time going to the locals. You already know what's going to happen. But a lot of people cheat by doing test hands, and they make it to where every card works, just like everyone who's false. And then guess what? When you go into locals and you get negated, you lose. So my deck is already set up to go to 3 to 4 negations. So that's why I know a lot of people who get my formats don't even know how to play them. And there was some people arguing with me in the past because they were saying that no, my deck were no good. And then what I did was I went with him to locals, and then I also have some people on my channel. If you have questions or concerns, let me know, and I'll show you a link to people's channel where I taught them my deck, and they played the deck wrong. They were supposed to win all the duels, and they played it wrong. They established 4 negates per turn, which is like a tier 1, tier 0, and they played the activation sequence incorrect. So it's not a deck problem, it's a player problem. So excuse me. I guarantee that it's not a deck problem, it's a duelist problem. So if you have any questions or concerns, let me know, but we're gonna go over this really quick. So the first one is the draw power of my decks. So the draw power max to record today, I believe it's 19 cards in the first turn drawn, and it took 1 negation, and I still did that. It's recorded on my channel. And then the other one, the top one was I think 18 cards in the first turn, and that was done for my student with my format, Z Holy. You can go check them out. So the draw power has, as far as I know, 8 different engines to draw a chain. So basically, there's like a chain sequence with the Magician's Souls, chain sequence with like the Rod and the Soul Servant to stack. You have the Terraforming, you have the Spellbook engine. You can go into the Crawly. It doesn't even matter if you don't have them in your hand, you pull them from your deck. That's another combo. So you open a normal special, and then you extend from there like you would for Anaconda, and you go into Crawly, and you don't need them in your hand, you pull them from the deck. And then when you finish that, you can do your regular draw phase. There's a combo also set up with the Dark Magicians. For that, you can also chain through the circle to draw like that. The Illusion and Chaos are drawing, searching, and that's why the deck is so consistent, so powerful. That's why it's able to handle all decks, 4 to 5 negations per turn easily, and people don't stand a chance against me because they talk a lot, but when you go to their channel, it's empty. They don't have any proof. And my channel is packed with proof that every deck that you're scared of, I kill it like it's worthless, because it is. So, and that includes all the world's best decks that no one can beat. Mystic Mine is nothing to me. Hand traps are nothing. Omni Negate Monsters, Dragoon is nothing to me. All of those things are nothing to the deck. You've seen in the videos yourself. And a lot of those decks go undefeated. I go against the four engines and the regionals, the nationals, top 32, top 16, none of them. They're all nothing. They're just wasting my time. So it has a lot to do with the draw power. So I would have to make a whole video about draw power, and it's gonna probably be somewhere around 16 to 22 different combos to draw with my deck. Like, they can negate one and it'll just open 2-3 other ways. It's just really, really crazy. Basically, their hand traps, they really don't do anything. They're using the effect, but it doesn't matter because you're just gonna get what you want through a different way. And people want that. I can make a video where I describe each one in sequence. Excuse me. Then that's too much time on that one, and I have to make a whole video, maybe like 30 minutes, based on draw power of my deck. Um, and then, because even the Apprentice Illusion search draw, the Dark Magician, to chain into entering a Dragoon or Dragonite first turn, and then some of the links, they link the same way. They link into a dragon to go into a Dragoon. There's just too much going on. Some of the draw power, they go into a Dragoon. Some of the draw power goes into a Dragonite. Yeah, and then some of the draw power will search for other cards that I don't want to get too deep into, but basically, you should be drawing a minimum of 10 cards per turn. If you're not able to draw, like write it down on a piece of paper, if you're not able to draw at least 10 cards per turn with your Dark Magician, no excuses, no arguments, just results. If you're not able to do 10 cards draw per turn, it's definitely an indicator that you're not playing my deck right. Because I'm gonna do some test hands, and I made some like 6 months ago, and I showed I took 2 negations and I still drew 9 cards from the 2 negations. So everybody else, is they take 2 negations and they lose. Me, I take 2 negations, it doesn't do nothing. I just draw 9 cards. So yeah, you gotta definitely learn the draw power of my deck. It's unmatched. You've never seen nothing like it. If you play my deck and you test it and you see it, it's a weird feeling. Like you're like 4 or 5 turns ahead of your opponent. And you saw it in the Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. He basically got rid of my field 3-4 times. His deck was more stronger, more powerful. He was supposed to win, just like he said. He said he had like 6 matches, 0 losses, all wins, and then he also had a single of I think 8 or 9. I don't know if it's true. That's what he was saying. So then when he came to the channel, I let him in, and then we went at it, and then after that, that's what you saw, the duel, and he wasn't joking. I never doubted him. I don't doubt people. When they start saying they're undefeated, I already take it for granted. I don't take it for granted. Like I take it serious, and I prepare myself. So yeah, his deck was better, his strategies were better, but he still is not able to win against me, because I don't care about all that. It's just results to me. So it's no excuses, just getting the job done. So I went into drop power and I drew into 9 or 10 cards. So from that, by my 3rd turn, my deck said 9 cards. So I basically drew like 80 or 90% of my cards. So at that point, I'm way too ahead of him. So I switched on to different combos depending on what I have in my hand. Because when I see my hand, this is what I see in my head. I see this list. And a lot of people, when they see their hand, they don't know what they're doing. They just see cards. Me, my brain works differently. When I have 5 cards in my hand, this is what I'm looking at, these combos. So I'm deciding what route to go depending on if I get negated or not. So enough of the draw power. The next one is the Eternal Circle combo. So the Eternal Circle combo, the deck has many, many ways to set it up and then to protect it, even without Dragoon Dragonite, because of the Imperial Custom. And the deck does have the side deck, obviously, and it has the second circle if you need it in case it gets banished. Because if anybody's ever played competitively or your locals, you should already know. Sometimes at least one of them gets banished. Not that often, but it does, and you're not able to recycle it again. So yeah, with the Cosmic, they hit it and they banish it. So, or just about anything else that they end up banishing it with. So basically, having 2 of that doesn't happen because you always have another one, So you're always allowed to put a second circle. I just play with 1. I've gotten it banished, but I still win, so I don't really care. But I mean, some people really want to see it. But you play it in combination where there can only be 1. Playing in combination with Skill Drain, both of those are like 90% win rate. And then also, as long as they don't pop them, the game is yours. There's nothing they could do. They can only summon 1 at a time. Even if they have 3 engines, banish the big hitter, and then the rest of them just take the hit, next turn banish the other one, and then that's it. They're done. Um, and then you have the effect of Magician Souls, right? You bring it out to the field, um, and then you're able to break out of it. But that's for another combo because we're only talking about Circle Eternal. But yeah, the Circle Eternal combo, and then it is also protected by the Magician's Right Hand. So a lot of people don't know that combo. The Magician's Right Hand is a broken card. It's an Omni Negate. It's like having Dragoon or Naruto, but for the spells, because you basically let all the spells go that you don't care about. But if you see a spell you don't like, you trigger Eternal Dark Magician in the field and it'll be Omni Negated. It sounds crazy, but I'm telling you the truth. And then out of that, you also get a banish. So Eternal Circle and the Right Hand, and it's so easy to get it. To draw power or search through the restage, and that adds to the 6 negation that this deck is able to do per turn, and it establishes pretty quick. I mean, Adil, he hasn't played official yet, and I made a deck for him, and he did a test hand, and I think he took 1 negation, and he established 2 negations, 2 interruptions. That's already tier 0 style, and his deck's only like $60. Like, and a lot of people have like $1,200 dark missions and they still can't do anything. It shows you how bad they suck because they're copying everybody's profile that sucks. That's why they can't win. Those decks are garbage. So yeah, congratulations to you, Adele. But yeah, the Eternal Circle combo, and it's definitely played with the Rod in the Graveyard, and there can only be one, or Skill Drain, or the Right Hand. You can play it in combination with the Dragoon, with the Dragonite. There's a lot of ways you could do it, but it does work, and there's multiple ways to protect it. Naruto protects it, Dragonite protects it, Dragoon protects it, the Magician's Right Hand protects it, Imperial Custom protects it. There's just so much protection. There's multiple, like 6-7 different ways to protect it. You just get what you need at the time. If you can't reach another combo, then just get what you can. That's why the deck's rigged to win no matter what. That's how I have the success. I don't make any excuses. Like, they pop my field, it doesn't matter. They kaiju me, it doesn't matter. They hand trap me, it doesn't matter. They summon Dragoon, doesn't matter. They have 4 negations, doesn't matter. They have Mystic Mind, it doesn't matter. And that's how you can tell someone really knows how to play Dark Mission. You have 0 excuses. All you have is results. And everybody else, it's backwards. They don't have any results. All they have excuses. So after that is the fusions. And then obviously you already know the fusions is a whole nother story. There's a lot of combos. My deck is the only one in the world since the creation of it that it has somewhere around 16 different ways to a Dragoon or Dragonite in the first turn. That's a lot. And you draw 50% of the deck in the first turn, so figure it out. It's not really if you're going to bring them or not. It's just how you want to bring them, because there's so many combos to do it. And then you could just bring out a bunch of other stuff, like with the Super Poly. There's a lot going on with the fusions, and you could chain to bring the secrets back, and if you want to do it again. So yeah, it's broken. And then the village lockdown, you already know that, very simple. And then the only one lockdown, I already talked about that. You got the Skill Drain Eternal Shutdown. I had already talked about that too. And then the combos that everybody started recently copying me, even the first place nationals, first place regionals. I'm the one who started those combos. Obviously, they don't have the Dark Magician, but I found a way to shut it off. My combos date back to 3 years old, so nobody has that except for me. So especially just in the Dark Magician. So yeah, you're basically able to control it. If you have any questions, look at the new Yugi versus Kaiba duel, and it's the same thing. He boosted to 9,000 to TK me, discarded Apprentice Illusion, because I know that's what the deck does. So then I discarded it and I boosted the Dragoon. It was either to 5,000 or 6,000. So it didn't finish OTK me, because if I didn't do that, The second hit would have killed me, or even earlier in the duel, once the life points go too low, you die, you know. So you have to protect your life points as much as you can in case you accidentally end up taking a 3,000 hit. Um, you don't lose with that one hit, you know. The one turn kill, or they try to FTK. That first turn kill is dangerous, so you gotta watch it. So yeah, so I boosted and stayed in the duel. Uh, um, but yeah, the mystic mind combo was played there because I chained three or four cards, and since he didn't negate any of them, what does that mean? You know, you already baited everything, so then you hit him with mystic. That's the whole point of my deck. People think that the cards that I'm playing that I want to resolve them, I don't. I don't really care about them. I'm just playing all my cards because at the end I'm gonna end up playing my ace card. But the problem is people are baited because if you let the 6 other combos in front of you, you're gonna die anyways. So they'll use it on the first ones, and it's just bait or just mystic. Even if you don't do anything for the first ones, at that point I'll be so advanced I wouldn't even need to use mystic. I'll just chain into something, dragoon, pop, attack, set eternal circle, banish. You know, I'll find a way. Um, but yeah, basically the mystic combo. So you have to deal with all of these combos, and then to top it all off, my deck is probably only the only ones that have first turn kill. I'll be uploading a duo that'll show you that it has FTK. People don't know that my deck has FTK. It also has the OTK, and it's active anytime in the duel. You could do the FTK, obviously, you know, the first turn kill, or you could do the OTK, one turn kill. Obviously, the one turn kill can be chained anywhere in the duel, and what better place to show it than on the Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, you know? The circle had been banished. He had blown up my field 4 times. There was nothing strong enough. There was nothing I could do to shut the monster's effect. There's nothing I could do technically. So all I did was I went for draw power, drew at least 10, 12 cards, and then from there, I entered like a tier 0 style. Usually people use this style to enter and access code talker. But I didn't want to read the effects of the monster because some of the monsters say they're unaffected or they can be destroyed, you know. So, and then that'll trigger more effects. So usually I'll just trigger effects from my hand or the field, and if he would have used an effect, that would have been a different story. But I changed so much and he didn't do nothing. I already knew there was nothing for him to activate. So what I did was Celine, and then Apprentice, then it drew me a Dark Magician, and I had the Eternal. So then I brought Dark Magician, then I chained to Soul Servant to draw the Apprentice and stack it on the deck. So I had a 4,000 boost to 2 discard monsters on top of the 2,500 Dark Magician. So he boosts up all the way to 6,500. I could have drawn a third one and hit him with 8,500. I have done it before. So it's like, it doesn't matter what you do, I'm going to get you with these combos here. Like, your hand traps can't beat my draw power. Your combos can beat my Eternal Circle. Then your monsters are not going to be able to beat my fusions. And then your spells can't beat me because I got the village. And then it doesn't matter if you're what deck you're playing, the lockdown is going to kill you. Even if you play a 3-4 engine, it doesn't matter. I'll banish one by one. And then the skill drain Eternal, that's pretty much it. You try to pop it. I have, what is it, 6, 7 different ways to protect it. So you're going to play your cards, but they're going to be burned. And then just when you're getting the upper hand and you're starting to feel good, boom, I pop you with the Mystic. And a lot of the times people don't notice I have access to it, but I don't want to draw it. I draw it only when I need it, like because of the terraforming. So basically most of the cards are searchable at any point. Just like the real anime Yu-Gi-Oh that he draws them by the heart of the cards. That's what I do. I'm like the real deal Yugi. I draw the cards. I draw the cards as I need them. Like Like I need this card, then I draw it. I need the other card, then I draw it. I need this, I draw. I draw what I need, just like Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's the whole purpose of the Dark Magician. And I'm gonna make a video for that, explaining that, because a lot of people don't know what a Dark Magician is. You've never heard it, no one's ever explained it to you, but I'm gonna make a video to explain to you what the creator of the Dark Magician really wanted to do, because a lot of people don't know, and I know what he wanted to do. And I accomplished what his dream was, but I'll make a separate video for it. But basically, the deck has about 2 other different combos that is escaping my mind right now, but this is all the combos for the Dark Magician deck, and this is the Dark Magician by itself. This isn't even including the second engine, right? Because the deck usually has 3 different engines. Like it'll carry the Invoked, and then yeah, and it can carry more combo engines, but for the most part, I try to do 2 engines in one. Yeah, for like I was saying, this was just the Dark Magician side. You still have the Invoked side, right? So it's super broken, super broken. You're just wasting my time, and this is the reason why people hate me so much. The Discord channels, the famous YouTubers, all the Dark Magician community, because it doesn't matter how they feel about me or what they think about me, they can never be as good. And people can argue until you go into their channel, they're empty. People who have videos, they can't even take 2 negations. They don't know what they're doing. So we're way past the 2 negations. We're on 8. We're on the tier 0 decks already. So yeah, check this out. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. I had made another video, but I had forgotten to elaborate on the FTK OTK. So if you have any questions, take a look at the Dark Magician versus Yugi, the new video. Look at the one that there's no voiceovers if you don't want to be distracted, and look at the video by itself, and you're gonna notice that all of these combos are triggered during the duels. Not just that duel, every duel I've ever had. Like I draw, and then this is the combo format that I have, and it doesn't even include the second engine. The second engine has a whole nother stuff going on. So in total, each of these have like at least 10 different combos. So doing a calculator, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's like 80. That's like 80 different combos, and it doesn't even include the. It doesn't even include the second engine. The second engine can have like 3. So it's like over like 130 or 150 different combos from the deck. And the draw power increases it, because the more you draw, the more combos, right? So it's not enough for your opponent to stop. Basically, there's nothing he can do. He doesn't know it yet, but there's nothing he could do. There's absolutely nothing. I really, really believe that I broke Dark Magician, and a lot of people don't know how to play it. It's not a deck problem, it's a duelist problem. So if you doubt me, just next time you go duel, record yourself, and then also remember what I told you, take 2 negations per turn. If you can't do that, it's definitely a duelist problem, because I'm able to do 4. So I'm way ahead of people. So if you can't even do 2, then yeah, it's not the deck, it's you. So yeah, and like I said, Adele, look at Adele. He took a negation, he still established 4. Like, come on. He would be considered a rookie, but he's playing tier 0 style. His deck is not even complete. So yeah, he could have omni-negated with the right hand, and then he's got the Circle Eternal. He established it, and then on top of that, he established the Ice Dragon. So with that, if he used Harpy's Feather Duster at any point, like let's say he plays 2 spells, he lets them go, then the guy plays Feather Duster, he'll just trigger the Eternal Dark Magician, it'll negate it. And then from there, he still has an opportunity to banish something with the circle if the guy set up anything. Like for instance, if he played a field spell card or a continuous spell, he'll hit two birds with one stone. And then right after the whoever it is trying to set up a board, he could just what is it called? Called by the I'm sorry, Ice Dragon it and banish 2. So he'll be getting 3 banished cards, and 1 Omni negate. And then he had another card besides that. And his hand, he had like 3-4 cards, and he was gonna draw more. So he was gonna start drawing like another 9 cards. So it's too much. From there, he can go into a Dragoon, a Dragon Knight, OTK, FTK. All this, the whole thing you see here is what he was gonna be able to activate. And his deck is not even complete. It's like, in my opinion, I think it's like 65 complete, and it's already that broken. Wait until he finishes it. He's gonna be getting a lot of cards for free from me. So yeah, with that having been said, you guys, if you have any questions or concerns, Dark Magic Attack.